Hello everyone, Mark Sajan again, and this is another troubleshooting video. So what we have here is it's a cavity, and we have a hole basically, which one is pretty hidden. So if I'm isolating this and isolating further, we can check it here, and it's hardly visible, but this part is the wrong part. If we want to have a better view on this, we can go to display properties and double, so it will show everything. Now it's not just a spike, it has also a hole in it, so it is a little bit harder to solve. Now first of all, I will just look for a location. Can you see the red dot? The red dot means we have, and Sculptris will be a good solution for now, but let me just first try to BMV. So we will use Sculptris just soon, but first I'll give it a try to smooth out things and pull them in. Okay, so just to have a little bit of better grip on the whole thing, because that is an issue. Sometimes it's just about dragging the point. Actually, you can practically individually drag points if you have a small brush, and as you see, it's getting better, but then at the end there will be a hole, I guess. Okay, so because based on the behavior, this looks like it has okay, there's the hole, there's the gap in there. Okay, so smooth out things, and that's it. Okay, so what to do now? First, let me give it a try to cap the holes. So let me turn off double and see if we have it here. Make sure everything is visible, and in geometry we have modified topology, and we have where are you? Close holes. So this is a quick and dirty solution, and as you see, the color is showing up because now it has a different polygroup. So certainly we want to keep the same polygroup. So for that, holding Control Shift and invert, and I know there is a polygon, so I can hide it, invert it, and check it visually if it's coming back, and Control W. So this is now we have a polygon group. Okay, it's not a necessity all the time, but this comes up fairly frequently. Now here's the deal: ZRemesher does not know that this is an issue for us. It thinks that we have a very important feature here for a reason. Okay, so I think it is sculpted. It cannot make a decision for you. So for this reason, it will not deal with this one perfectly. So usually the best idea, if you have a spike somewhere when it's in Dynamesh or the previous stage, to smooth it out and then reapply ZRemesher. Now here in this case, what I can do is first of all, just to be safe, this test is not needed. Let me delete this. So there we have an original file, which was great for projection. We have this weighted file. So what I will do, I will duplicate this, turn this off, and I will save it to polygroup. So that would be the name, because polygroups will be gone once ZRemesher is done here, and I will use another soft plugin. So for now, let me turn on whatever BCT clay tubes brush, or BCL clay, and that's a fairly soft brush, and turning on Sculptris, and I will just jump in and just have a little bit of a fun here. And as I see, it has created some polygons. So let me isolate this first. And okay, the model we are selecting is the wrong polygroup model. This is what we want to work with. Isolate it, and going in here and just using the smooth. Yes, exactly. So simply, if you are holding the Shift key and you have a brush, you're not necessarily allowed to use Sculptris, so use a brush that can use Sculptris, BCL for example, or any type of brushes like that's used for sculpting and not just manipulating stuff, can deal with this. And now we have it. Let me get back this and check freeze borders. It doesn't matter now. And pre-process current, this is Decimation Master. You can find it in the Z plugins. So Decimation Master is basically just created a snap, a file about this, and the 20% is fairly okay. I can keep it slightly higher. Don't know the poly count. Let me check it. 44, 20. Oh, 20 is too low. I think it will be okay with 35, and that's 31K. That's decent. Okay, so that is keeping a lot of the details, and this will be the base for the ZRemesher model. So ZRemesher has a higher failure rate if you have mesh errors already, if the symmetry is off already, if the model is too high in density. So if you have anything that's a little bit problematic, another technique is to dynamesh it. Make it a higher dynamesh, and then use Decimation Master, and then going back. So now here we are. We have this decimated model, and using ZRemesher at the target 3, symmetry is on and hitting on, and it was poly painted, but that poly paint is gone. So yep, let me turn this off, this poly paint, and hit ZRemesher now. So the file came in okay. We have an error, remeshing aborted. So for now, when we have such an error, which one can occur, of course, we can go to modify topology, mirror and weld, and that was some kind of an issue here. I don't know what, but there was a mysterious snap in here. So hopefully this will get us a little bit better. Now we'll just pre-process current and increase and just change up the geometry, and hopefully this little change can help us. Okay, so ZRemesher, same settings, no contour paint now, no poly paint. Yes, and now it is better. So how much polygons we have? 9,000. Okay, let me check this. This is a fairly even mesh. Again, yes, we can use poly paint to make it more refined, but at this stage I think with this resolution this is not that bad at all. Okay, so I think for testing purposes this would be just fine. Okay, now how to move forward. We have to have some polygon groups, and we need to remake some stuff, but before I do that, let me just jump in here and subtool and make sure that these two guys are matching. So I will select this poly group, make it visible. This is the weighted, and I will rename it to fix. Okay, so this will be the fix model, and project, and color is not important now, project all. Okay, and we're going to create some UVs. Now I will create it quickly. Let me go to solo and just Ctrl Shift and use the here's my prepared lasso tool and just start. And as you see, I'm selecting the quite large of a head, and there is no need to work on clone. So when you see it here, we have the UV master, and if you have subdivision levels, you have to go to work on clone and duplicate the model. It will automatically duplicate, and you can work on the stuff, and then you can use copy paste and paste it here in the sessions you have, or you can copy the UVs from the model and select your final model and paste UVs if you have resolutions, have multiple subdivision levels. So Control W, another color, and that would be the heads, and we definitely need the hands. So Control and Shift and make sure I'm cutting through a loop. Looking nice. The removing from here. Oops, I was too greedy. And Control Shift and X and just raising it. And see what it does. Now we are getting a split. I will just Control Shift and S and keep it here. Ctrl W and Ctrl W again, just to make sure that this is quite significantly different. No, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, I will grow, because right now I see the structure. And yeah, we have this structure. What? How is it going? Alright, this is starting to get interesting. I will shrink it and hide away these. Hide away. Okay, what we have, not bad, not bad. We have this tiny little bit and want to remove it. Okay, it was too much again. Just touching. Let me see if the top is correct. So Ctrl W right away and see if the model is there. I don't like the color, so yeah, it's hard to select when you have the select lasso, because it has a tendency to click on an edge. So sometimes you have to zoom in. And same thing is happening with the legs. So Ctrl Shift, trying to cut through a loop. Make sure that the loop is there. Ctrl Shift X, growing. Oh, shrinking one. Oh, that looks decent. Maybe one more step. Grow, and then remove. Okay, so remove from here, remove from here. And this line is selected. Maybe this one should be good. I'm looking for my selection in all directions. And oh yeah, this one definitely should be removed. So good. Okay, front looks nice. Looks nice. Again, it's not a manual retopology, so this is why it's not kind of perfect, but it is decent. Okay, so we can move from here. And if we have errors around the head, UV Master has a tendency to deal with heads and other parts better if the neck is included. It's not a necessity. You can avoid using the neck. By the way, I can grow this. And Ctrl W, and okay, that's better. So it deals a little bit better with the seams if you have separated. If you want to keep just the face, for example, this area you want to keep, you can make it, but then you have to also separate this the back side of the head into another group. Okay, so that's one technique. Depending on the selection, sometimes it's hard to select. Okay, so we have polygroups, we have symmetry, we have this resolution model. We can go with unwrap. And unwrapping is calculating. It is pretty fast. Okay, let me check on flatten. So how this looks. And this one is just right away makes it perfect. Okay, so this is works right away, and it's a neat layout. All right, let me go back on flatten and Shift F and check seams, and Shift F now and see if the seams are crazy. Yeah, so this one is not as super good. Legs are decent. We don't want to touch the legs. The body is actually pretty okay. Maybe we should cut it up here in the back instead of here at the front. The side one is not that worrying, but yeah, we can give it a try. All right, so let me quickly edit the seams and unwrap, enable control painting, and I will just clear everything to make sure that nothing is present. So attract, Shift F, and this one is a paint. Lazy mouse should be handled. Lazy mouse helps us to go with a better setup, but the laser radius is too small, so I will use it at 10. And in just a second, so growing, okay. So this will be the painting for the head. This was already somewhat similar, I'm just making it up if anything goes wrong. And RGB intensity is 100%, which one is great. So we can walk down on the spine. If it's disturbing, we can turn off fill, and then we just see how this thing is going. So fill, and there we go, and cut it here, and well, split up. Okay, so we are splitting in this direction. The legs were okay, so I'll not touch those. But what else? We should go on what route? We should go on this route. So starting from here, and just growing. Okay, so I will just increase the lazy step amount 0.1 instead of 0.25, and that allows me to have a stronger paint right away, so I don't have to go back all the time, because lazy mouse is like a machine that puts the paint on the paper, and if the machine is running at a low rate, then less paint is coming out. Let me isolate this guy. Okay, and this one should be cut. Oops, this one should be cut in here, and going through, running up, and also cutting the finger. Great, and we want to cut this one here, and right here, and this one, and this one as well. Okay, so let me just cut through. Correct. Okay, so let us see how it goes, and simply go back to Z plugin. This was already open. Enable contour paint and unwrap, and see what we have. Okay, there we are. Now let us check flatten. This looks neat. This one is something else, something from a part. Don't know where is it coming from, but we'll see later on. Okay, unflatten. And we will check the morphing just in a second, so make it a little bit less intense. So now it looks fine. We have UVs. The seams, let us check the seams. The seam is ignored here. This one, that seam I've painted was off, and this is where this part is missing. So it tried to cut open the whole thing, but instead of using that particle cut, it was going in a different route. Yep. Not much to do about that. We can do it in external program, but here this is basically what we have. I can give it a try to erase that and leave it as it is. So let me go and check seams and attract, and use an erase and try to fit that and remove that paint from here. So leave it the original route, creating the two-parter. It may have a better solution. We can also do another trick. If it's not working, we can repaint the part with a stronger stroke, if sometimes the stroke is not strong enough, not even enough, and that could be another solution. So let me hit on unwrap again and see if it works, and check on flatten and see. This one now is two-parter. Okay, we can go with this one and unflatten. So there we are. check seams. Okay, and the seam will be there. That's it. Okay. It could be fixed in another application. We can go back and forth later on, but we'll do it. We will combine it outside ZBrush. But right now, that's our limitation. Okay, so there we are. This is good. Now polygroup model, we have it for safety, and original model is this one. So let me turn off the original, the other part, and we want to rebuild the details what we have. So how to do so? Here's the fixed model, and we will. This was turned on. Original is turned on. Solo mode is turned on, so we should be careful. However, projection works when solo mode is on as well. So you can give it a try. If I press Ctrl D and project all, it will pick up. And now we have way more stuff going on. And as you see, a few things are showing weird details. So to fix that, I will use smoothing. Symmetry is on. So this is one level, and we have already some issues. So I will just smooth these things out. Smooth these things out, and give it a try to project all again. And see if this one is better now. Slightly better. Okay, on that side. Here, this was okay. Here, something is off. I will check what's the problem with this. Oh yeah, so BMV, we should move this mesh. Okay, so this is another way. Another situation where you see that how many things can occur when we do the actual work. Okay, so is it better? All right, now I'll just project all again. So hopefully it will pick up the things better. Let me go to solo mode, and as you see, this one works better now. Okay, let me look at behind. And maybe, oh yeah, this is just because of resolution, so we will increase the resolution soon. Chest area, I think it's not bad, but we should go again, Ctrl D, and this is smoother now. I will smooth it right away. I will smooth this one right away, and project all. So projection is ongoing. It takes more time now. And see what we have. We have this little bit of an issue here. It may be an asymmetrical detail in the original mesh. So I haven't made that, but if we want to make it perfect, let me just walk down, Shift D, go back to the original mesh. This is solo mode. And make it, yeah, I see this is really strong. So there's already some asymmetry in here, and that causing us trouble. Okay, so why not fix it perfectly? So there, the way to do it is, again, we are going back to modify topology, and quite a few things could be done. Smart resim is coming to mind, or mirror and weld. I will see mirror and weld, what it does. And I think I'm pretty satisfied with mirror and weld. This is basically just copying what we have in this side, and nothing else. The chest was off, but everything else was looking pretty neat. Maybe this one. Okay, and for now, going back with the process, subtool, selecting the fix, and project all. Okay, we have now fixed the leg as well, I guess. Yeah, a few polys were off. So the original leg had some issues. Project all again, and this one, even the errors are copied. Perfect. So now we are walking up D, and project all again, and see what we have. If we have any issues, no issues so far. Okay, and D up. Do we have another one? Project all again. Now this will take a little bit more time. I don't know about the resolution, but this should be about a couple 10-ish thousands. Yeah, 150. And we can create more and more, but I think as a Maybe one more. Control D or D do we have? Control D. Okay, this is 600,000. Another one is required to have a better quality painting and other things. But right now, as a fixed file, this is great. I will just give it an attempt to project furthermore. And of course, it will take a little bit more time again to project. And sometimes the ZBrush it looks like it's stalling, but it's not. It's just calculating and doesn't pay attention to update the viewport. But I think a little neat plugin should be really cool, like saying hi. Okay, that's it. Here's the model fixed, mirror, everything issues are addressed. This was ready to paint, ready to detail. This was actually picked up the wrong quality from the underlying mesh. So because we have 600, we can actually smooth these things out. So if you see these errors, this is not bad quality of the mesh. This is the information is coming from a lower resolution model. So you can use the smooth brush, or if you wish to make it quickly, because we have some things here as well, you can use the deformation and polish feature. So tapping in slightly and boom, there we go. And even this was a little bit high, so let me undo this and do a polish on a 3 level, and that is enough, so it's not destroying too many details. Okay, thank you very much. That's it. Goodbye and see you next time.